If you're a die-hard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. During the Cleveland Browns rookie minicamp, Shidir Sanders made a bold and confident statement that has caught the attention of many in the NFL world. Despite being drafted 144th overall in the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft, Sanders declared that his journey in the NFL would mirror that of Tom Brady. It's not every day you hear such a confident prediction from a rookie, but Sanders' message was clear. He was here to prove everyone wrong, just like the 7-time Super Bowl champion Brady did. Being a late-round pick didn't bother Sanders. Instead, it motivated him to go out and show what he's capable of on the field. While it's a bold comparison to make, Sanders isn't the only one who sees the parallels between his story and Brady's. Tom Brady, of course, famously went from the 199th pick in the 2000 NFL Draft to becoming the most decorated quarterback in NFL history. That story has been one of the most inspiring in sports. And now Sanders, a promising young quarterback, is hoping to follow in those very footsteps. Despite acknowledging the humbling reality of being a 5th-round pick, Sanders feels ready for the challenge ahead, using his draft position as fuel to drive his career forward. "I'm not worried about where I was drafted. What matters now is where I go from here," Sanders said during the minicamp. "None of that stuff matters once you step onto the field. I'm just excited to be here, ready to work and prove that I belong." This mindset is critical, especially when you consider that Sanders is competing with a talented group of quarterbacks for a spot on the Browns roster, including veterans like Deshaun Watson, Kenny Pickett, and Joe Flacco. Yet Sanders' belief in his abilities and his laser focus on improvement could help him defy expectations in the long run. Shidir Sanders' journey took an interesting turn when Tom Brady reached out to him after the 2025 NFL Draft. Brady, who experienced his own historic slide in the draft, sent a text to Sanders offering some valuable advice. "Wherever you go, whatever happens, that's your first day. Day 2 matters more than the draft," Brady said. The advice wasn't just motivational, but also practical. Brady, who was selected in the 6th round and was the 7th quarterback chosen in 2000, knows the grind that comes with proving yourself after being overlooked. Sanders took this advice to heart, channeling it as motivation to make the most of his opportunity with the Browns. "I've been in your shoes." Brady continued in an interview on Jake Paul's Impulsive podcast. "I was picked 199th. Use that moment as fuel for your career. You're going to get your chances, and when they come, go take advantage of them." This mentorship from Brady has already had a profound impact on Sanders. The connection between the two is more than just about football. It's also a business relationship. Brady has played a key role in Sanders' early NIL deals, helping him navigate the off-field opportunities that come with being a college football star transitioning to the pros. Brady's words not only reflect his own journey, but also shed light on the challenges that Sanders will face in his rookie season. In a way, Brady's experiences serve as a roadmap for Sanders as he prepares for the tough competition that awaits him in Cleveland. In his own rookie year, Brady faced obstacles, including being overlooked by many teams. However, he took advantage of his opportunities, and it's that mindset that he has passed on to Sanders. Now, it's up to the young quarterback to carry that legacy forward. While Brady's advice certainly plays a role, Sanders is well aware of the work that lies ahead. His early performance during the rookie minicamp showed promising signs. Although he started behind fellow rookie Dillon Gabriel in some early drills, Sanders demonstrated his arm strength and accuracy, delivering sharp throws and even tossing 2 touchdowns during the 7-on-7 scrimmage. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski downplayed any talk of a set quarterback pecking order, hinting that the competition would be open and roles could shift as camp progresses. This early display of skill, combined with his confident mindset, is exactly what Sanders needs to make a push for a significant role with the Browns. Cleveland has been searching for stability at the quarterback position, and Sanders might just provide the spark the team needs. It won't be easy, of course, as he'll have to compete not only with fellow rookies, but also with established veterans on the roster. But if he can continue to impress during training camp and the preseason, Sanders could very well find himself in the conversation for playing time sooner rather than later. Brady's influence on Sanders isn't limited to just advice and mentorship. There's also a more personal connection between the two. When Sanders put on the Browns jersey for the first time, he wore number 12, a tribute to his mentor. It was a symbolic gesture that showed how much he values Brady's guidance and the impact the legendary quarterback has had on his career. Wearing number 12 isn't just about the number. It's about carrying on a legacy of perseverance, hard work, and excellence in the NFL. As the Browns move forward with their quarterback competition, it's clear that Sanders has the potential to make an impact, whether it's this season or in the near future. The team's fan base is watching closely, eager to see how this young quarterback fares against the veterans. His confidence, combined with the mentorship of Tom Brady, could prove to be a winning formula. And who knows, maybe years from now, we'll be talking about Sanders' own journey from a 5th-round pick to an NFL legend, much like the one he looks up to. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. There's chaos brewing in Cleveland, and it's not just another disappointing season. This time, the storm is coming from inside the locker room. Reports have surfaced, and now it's official. Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward has declared he will no longer suit up alongside quarterback Deshaun Watson. That's not a rumor. That's not an anonymous source. That's Ward himself speaking out. In a stunning and emotional revelation, Ward broke his silence during a recent interview, and the message was loud and clear. Something has gone terribly wrong between him and Watson. The Browns, a franchise that's been desperately trying to find its identity, now face a full-blown crisis, one that threatens to undo everything this team has tried to build over the past few seasons. For a team constantly living on the edge, this might be the moment it all comes crashing down. Ward's statement didn't come during a press conference or a polished PR segment. No, it came raw, direct, and deeply personal. Speaking to a local Cleveland podcast, Ward didn't hold back. He described a complete breakdown of trust between him and Deshaun Watson. According to Ward, the issues didn't start overnight. This has been boiling under the surface for a while now. Tensions in the locker room, a lack of leadership, and what he called toxic favoritism toward Watson from upper management have created a split environment. Ward went on to say that it's not just about football anymore. It's about respect, principles, and the culture the Browns are enabling. He mentioned unnamed teammates who feel the same way, but he's the first to step forward publicly. That's significant, because when a player of Ward's caliber speaks out, the ripple effects are massive. And let's not forget, Denzel Ward isn't some disgruntled bench warmer. He's one of the pillars of the Browns' defense, a 2-time Pro Bowler, a locker, room leader, and a hometown hero. The guy grew up just outside of Cleveland and was drafted 4th overall by the Browns back in 2018. He's invested in this team in a way few players are. For him to say he's done playing with Watson, that's not just drama. That's a foundational fracture. It speaks to something broken in the DNA of this team. Because let's be real, Ward has weathered a lot with the Browns. Losing seasons, coaching changes, QB carousels, but this is different. This isn't about performance, it's about principles. And the fact that he's willing to risk his reputation, his contract, and maybe even his place on the team to take a stand. That tells you everything. So what exactly went down between Denzel Ward and Deshaun Watson? Well, the full story is still murky, but some details are starting to leak. According to insiders close to the team, things began to spiral during training camp. Ward reportedly confronted Watson after a team meeting in which Watson allegedly undermined the coaching staff in front of the squad. Ward, known for his discipline and respect for the game, didn't take kindly to it. What followed was a heated exchange, one that apparently never got resolved. Since then, their relationship has been icy at best, openly hostile at worst. And if that wasn't enough, Watson has reportedly been given special treatment behind the scenes. Skipping certain meetings, being exempt from criticism during film sessions. That kind of double standard, it kills locker room chemistry, it alienates veterans, and now it's starting to tear the team apart. Let's talk about Deshaun Watson. For a second, when the Browns traded for him, they knew they were taking on a massive risk, not just financially, but morally. The off-field controversies, the suspension, the public backlash, it was all part of the deal. But the Browns were desperate for a franchise quarterback, and they paid a historic price. 3 first-round picks and a fully guaranteed $230 million contract. That move sent shockwaves through the league. But now, a little over a season later, we are seeing the internal consequences of that gamble. Watson's on-field performance has been inconsistent. His leadership has been questioned. And now, one of the team's most respected veterans is refusing to share the field with him. That's not just a red flag, it's a 5-alarm fire. The locker room isn't buying in. And when a quarterback loses the locker room, the team is done. What makes this even more damaging is the silence from the Browns front office. No statements, no damage control, nothing. And that silence? It's deafening. In situations like this, leadership matters. Someone, be it head coach Kevin Stefanski, GM Andrew Berry, or even team owner Jimmy Haslam, needs to step in, take control, and show the rest of the roster that this situation is being handled. But instead, they're watching it all unfold. From the sidelines. The message they're sending, intentionally or not, is that Watson is untouchable, that he's bigger than the team. And if you're a veteran like Ward or anyone else in that locker room, how do you keep playing under those conditions? How do you give 100% for a team that won't back you when you speak out against dysfunction? The fans are already reacting, and it's not pretty. Browns Nation is split. Some are furious with Ward, calling him a distraction, saying he's putting himself above the team. Others are siding with him, finally voicing frustrations that have been building for months. The Watson experiment was controversial from the start, and now is fueling the very division critics warned about. You can feel the tension at First Energy Stadium. On social media, in fan forums, on talk radio, it's everywhere. Cleveland is a passionate football town, and right now that passion is turning into outrage. The team that was supposed to be rising is now imploding, and the people paying the highest price? The fans who believed in this rebuild, the ones who thought this time would be different. This is heartbreak in real time. And let's not pretend this isn't going to affect the rest of the season. Morale is already low. Trust is fractured. The media circus is just getting started. How does Stefanski hold this team together? How does he get his defense to play for a captain who doesn't want to be there anymore? How does the offense rally behind a quarterback who is clearly dividing the locker room? These aren't just theoretical questions. They're practical, immediate problems. Week after week, the Browns will now have to answer not just to their opponents, but to a narrative of chaos and betrayal. Every press conference, every postgame, every locker room interview, it's all going to be about Ward and Watson, about who the team backs. And if history tells us anything, these kinds of fractures don't just go away. They spread. They infect everything. There's a real possibility that this situation ends with one of these two players off the roster. And let's be honest, it's not going to be Watson. His contract makes him virtually unmovable, which means if the Browns are forced to choose, Denzel Ward could be the one shown the door. And that's tragic, because Ward is Cleveland. He's one of the few stars who's never asked out, never mailed it in, never quit on this team. But in today's NFL, loyalty doesn't always win. Money does. PR does. And if the Browns think they can contain this fallout by moving Ward, they're going to learn the hard way that fans don't forget when a real one gets pushed out. Especially not one who's been a warrior on the field and a voice for the locker room. So what happens next? That's the million-dollar question. Or in Watson's case, the $230 million one. The Browns are now facing a reckoning. Not just about their quarterback, but about who they are as an organization. Can they still be a team that values culture, accountability, and leadership? Or have they sold their soul for the promise of a franchise quarterback who hasn't delivered? The players are watching, the fans are watching, and you better believe the rest of the league is watching too. Because if a player like Denzel Ward is willing to walk away from this team, that says everything. The Browns are officially in crisis. And how they handle this moment will define their future for years to come. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!